Welcome back to Beat Digger Blastoff. I'm John Beltran. We check out the second half highlights of last Friday night's game in Kersey between the Platte Valley Broncos and the Beat Diggers. The Beat Diggers trailed 16-0 going into the second half and started at their own 34-yard line, and what a drive they put together. They generated one first down, and on the fourth play of the drive, committed to the ground game.
On second down and 11 from the 43, Hansen is in motion to the left. The Beat Diggers are on their own side of the field. Handoff, Weiser running left to the 45, to the 50, inside Platte Valley territory to around the 46-yard line, close to a first down. It looks like he's got a first down at the 45-yard line, a gain of 11 and a Brush Beat Digger first down.
8 plays later, the Beat Diggers still had the football, but faced a very precarious situation.
Kukas with a hard count, hands it off to Weiser, left side, first down towards the 15-yard line. He just lowered his head, and the Broncos didn't meet him until he picked up at least 5 yards in the play, and the Beat Diggers continue to run the ball extremely well to open up the third quarter. It's a gain of 5 for Connor Weiser.
On the 14th play of the drive, the Beat Diggers made another mistake.
Tony Guzman is the receiver to the right, but more than likely this will be a running play, and it is to Tanner Morrow running off right tackle, and he fumbles the football, and it is recovered by Platte Valley at the 10-yard line. Taken away by Jordan Dunn. Check that. Billy Wilson takes it away as Tanner Morrow fumbles the football, and the Beat Digger drive goes by the wayside.
That was a drive that consumed 7 minutes and 14 seconds. Platte Valley had the football at their own 11 with 4 minutes and 40 seconds to go and quickly got out of a hole.
Shotgun formation for the quarterback, Jordan Smith, on first down. Smith will hand it off, and breaking tackles looks like float right up the middle, and he's into the secondary. First down across the 20 to around the 22, a gain of 11 as Brandon Rutherford makes the play.
After running on the first 3 plays of the drive, the Broncos decided to go to the air.
Jordan Smith in a shotgun. Man in motion to the left, now resets. Smith, play action, throws a receiver screen out to the left, caught by Caleb Arnold along the sideline, and he's not going to bounce. Let's see if he got the first down. I believe he did, across the 30-yard line to around the 33. And if he's got the 33, it's a gain of 10, and the Platte Valley drive continues.
The Beat Digger defense stiffened and got the football back on their own 16-yard line with 1:15 to go in the third, still trailing 16-0, and could do nothing with it. So Platte Valley, early in the fourth, had it at the Brush 49-yard line. 2 plays into the drive, Clay Flott gained 12 yards, and then 4 plays later, it was the quarterback's turn.
And Smith will fake the handoff. He'll take off up the middle. He's got the big yardage across the 20-yard line. I believe he's got a first down. He does. Brandon Rutherford makes the play at the 19, but it's a gain of 14. And a Platte Valley first down, a very simple play off the fake handoff, and the Broncos continue to drive towards the end zone.
The Platte Valley offense ran 5 more plays as the Beat Digger defense limited Platte Valley to this field goal opportunity from Alex Teckler.
27-yard field goal attempt off the hold of Jordan Smith. There's a snap. The kick is up, and that kick is off to the right.
So it was still a 16-0 game with 6:54 to go as the Beat Diggers started from their own 20 and pulled off their biggest play.
There's a handoff and a big hole across the right side for Weiser. Down the right sideline of the 40. He's trying to stay clear, but he is tackled from behind at around the 50-yard line. It's a gain of 30 for Connor Weiser, and a Brush Beat Digger first down, his best run of the night.
With time on Platte Valley's side, Brush quarterback C.J. Kukas decided to air out the football.
Kukas looking to throw. A slant caught by Rosenbrock at the 44. Swings it to the left side under the 40. Down to the 30-yard line. Stiffs arms a man, and he's not going to bounce at around the 22-yard line. And for Rosenbrock and the Beat Diggers, a gain of 27 and a Beat Digger first down.
1 play later, it was double-digit yardage once again for Brush.
Kukas to hand it off to Weiser, running off right tackle. Breaks the tackle to the 20, to the 15, down to the 10. First and goal for the Beat Diggers. He's down to the 9, a gain of 13. The ball came loose, but after he was down,
the Beat Diggers were still not in the end zone when they ran their 8th play of the drive.
On 4th and goal, the handoff. Weiser running wide. He's got nothing. He's thrown for a loss. Aaron Olsen made the play at the 4-yard line. The 6'2", 202-pound senior linebacker. That one had no shot from the get-go.
3 minutes and 43 seconds remain in the game as Platte Valley started on their own 4-yard line after picking up a combined 2 yards on their first 2 plays. Platte Valley made a huge mistake on the 3rd play.
Smith is in a shotgun formation with 1, gets it off. Smith keeps the football, and he's going to fumble the football at the 1-yard line. I think the Beat Diggers might have it as he was running right, and the Beat Diggers have it, I believe, at the 1-yard line of Platte Valley.
Brush had 1:58 to work with. Could they capitalize on the very first play inside the Platte Valley 1?
In motion to the right is Morrow. Kukas drops the football. He picks it up, and he's down at the 4.
One play later, it got worse for Brush.
Kukas play action, rolling right. A man is open, but doesn't throw the ball. Now throws towards the back of the end zone. That's picked off. Not even close. An ill-advised throw. The 5th turnover by the Beat Diggers as the ball was intercepted near that right pylon by Chase Maxey, and Brush has committed the 8th turnover of the game, the 5th by the Beat Diggers, and Platte Valley starts at their own 20-yard line. What a disgrace for the Beat Diggers to not score with the ball inside the 1 after forcing that turnover.
Platte Valley ran out the clock, defeating Brush by a score of 16-0 as Platte Valley improved to 3-1 and 1-0 in the Patriot League. The Beat Diggers 0-4 overall on the season for a disappointed head coach in Randy Dreitz.
Kids are frustrated, and coaching staff, of course, frustrated because we're a better football team than this. Coaches truly believe that. Going into the season, we knew that we were young, but we thought we were still going to be good, and we still are. We're going to make the playoffs, I think. But we just got to eliminate the mistakes we're making. We just keep making mistake, and it's some of it's foolish, and some of it's just fumbles, and we got to keep people healthy too, and I think we're starting to recover. Joe came back this game, and he did a well of a job for a guy with a hurt knee, and having his leadership skills out there sure help. And a lot of our kids played well, and I think the effort's there. It's just I don't know. I can't explain it. I can't point what the heck the problem is, because if I do exactly what to do, I'd push that button in practice and in the games and hopefully change things. But we just got to take care of the football, and we're not doing that. And we got to, again, it sounds like a broken record, but the penalties are also bad.
Yeah, well, what about the play of the defense tonight, Coach? It wasn't perfect, but you held them scoreless for 3 quarters, and Platte Valley did commit 3 turnovers in this game.
Yeah, I was really pleased with our defense in the first quarter. I thought, shoot, they're not going to get to go anywhere. And then all of a sudden, the second quarter, something happened where maybe they found something, and we made a few adjustments at halftime. But, and our defense really picked it up the second half, I thought, and our offense picked it up. But, we drove it down, all the way down, and then something happens, or we get held and we miss a block or something, and we just I can't point right now what it was because I need to watch film, but just little things here and there, and we just got to keep grinding at the grindstone, I guess, and working on it in practice.
Were there many offensive adjustments going into the third quarter, because you go on a 7-minute and 14-second drive, and then you go on another drive where you nearly scored? So I don't know if it was about adjustment or execution, but certainly you were able to move the ball down the field more successfully in the second half as opposed to the first half.
Well, I would like to say that we made a bunch of adjustments at halftime, but, maybe we went to a couple different formations second half, but the bottom line is we just executed better. I mean, I watched this. There was times when we just flat executed better than we did in the first half, and the big thing is our offensive line did a much better job in the second half. They stayed with their blocks longer, and we were able to move the ball and had some nice holes. I mean, I could have called those same plays the first half, and they weren't working as well. CJ stepping in there, throwing the ball a little bit. He was a little off target tonight, but we tried to throw a little bit early in the downs instead of just waiting until third down. I was proud of the way our defense played the second half and our offense. We just got to punch it in the end zone.
Coach, considering that Platte Valley took Faith Christian to the wire last week and lost in overtime, and obviously they win this game tonight 16-0, but if not for some of those mistakes, this game goes down to the wire. I'd have to think that based on your estimation, I mean, you just said that you think you're going to go to the playoffs, and I think most Beat Digger fans believe that there's really not too much of a difference between Brush and Platte Valley other than the health issues so far, maybe some inexperience, and quite frankly, just being more consistent.
That's exactly right. We have got to be more consistent. The being young We've played that card now for 4 weeks. We've got to start growing up, and the big thing is, we've got to know situations better. It's just football smart, and we made some mistakes right there, right before halftime. It's 7 seconds on the clock. We've got to know those situations that, hey, get deep there, and so we can stop a quick pass and, a deep ball pass and score a touchdown. And we made a mistake there because we thinking we needed to come up, the quarterback scrambled, thinking we need to come up to make a tackle or whatever, and those, let them catch it underneath with 7 seconds left, and then to make a good tackle. Their running backs ran really hard, but we got to do a better job of tackling, wrapping up, and I think we're there wrapping up, but we're just not moving our feet and falling to our knees maybe. But it's one thing or another. But I think we can still be there. I think I'm not giving up on these guys. I think we can still make the playoffs and still make it a respectable year.
That's Brushhead football coach Randy Dreitz after his team lost to Platte Valley in Kersey last Friday night, 16-0, dropping to 0-4 on the season. When we come back here on Beat Digger Blastoff, we'll check out what's happening with the rest of the Patriot League teams in action this weekend. That's all after this. We'll also look at the Denver Post and 9 News' rankings on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com.